So hi everyone, today we are going to discuss about the intervention classification. So intervention classification, concomitant medication, substance use and exposure. So CM. So CM today we are going to discuss about concomitant medication. So case report form data that capture the concomitant and prior medication therapies used by the subject. Example are the concomitant medications therapies given on and as needed. So basis as the usual background medications therapy is given for a condition. So structure one record for recorded intervention occurrence or constant dosing interval for subject. One record for recorded intervention occurrence or constant dosing interval for subject to CMTRT is the topic variable. So prefix you can specify any domain name. So TRT is the topic variable. Concomitant medication, exposure, substance user, EC, exposure as collected. CMTRP is a topic variable. One record for recorded intervention occurrence or constant dosing interval for subject structure of the CM. So patient entered to the study. Center. Okay. Completed the screening process. Completed the enrollment and eligibility criteria, all the parameter assessment. Next, the subject is ready to take the treatment group. Follow-up period. So before entering to the study, the subject was taking some medications. Okay, some medications the subject was taken. So before entering to the study, before study drug administration. Okay, so these medications comes under so before study drug administration from here to here. So this the subject is using any medications. These medications are called prior medications. During the treatment, the some subject come across adverse event. Allergy. This event curing purpose, the subject is taking some medications. Okay. So because of study drug administration, the subject got adverse event, rashes. Okay. So this abnormality value occur during the because of treatment administration. So this adverse event curing purpose, the subject is taking the medications, some medications. So these medications other than study drug administration, which is not related to treatment. Other than drug. Okay. So these medications subject is taking other than study drug medications. These medications are called concomitant medications. Before study drug administration, if the subject is taking any medications, so those medications are called prior medications, prior concomitant medications. But PCM, we are call it as a PCM. prior concomitant medication. This is a CM, concomitant medication. Okay. So the standard variable will call it as a CMTRT. This variable information CMTRT. Definition and structure: CF data that captures concomitant and prior medications therapies used by the subject. Example are the concomitant medication given on as needed basis and use background medication therapies given for a condition. The structure of the CM domain: one record for medication intervention episode, constant dosing interval for subject. TRT is the topic variable, name of the concomitant medication therapies, and it is the topic variable. It required variable must have value CMTRT. Should not accept the missing values. Should only include the medication therapist name and should not include dosage, formulation, other qualifying information. For example, aspirin 100 mg. So CMTRT information goes to aspirin 100 mg. This aspirin information goes to CMTRT. This 100 goes to dose, CM dose, and mg goes to CM dose unit. So CM dose form goes to tablet. Okay. Only TRT information is nothing but only that particular medication information only, other than study drug medication. These are all the source information. Aspirin 100 mg tablet. So row 1 to 10, study ID ABC, domain CM, unique subject ID, concatenation of study ID, site ID, subject ID. So sequence number 1 to 6, we are having unique number, sequence number. So start date is different. Sequence number 1 to 6, based on the unique subject ID, we are generating the sequence number. CMTRT is the other than study drug medication, aspirin. So dose is 100 mg, dose unit, dose frequency, how the subject is taking the frequency of the dose, once in a time, twice in a day, thrice in a day. Okay. So next, when it was started, the subject is taking the medication. So when it was started, CM, STDTC. So dates are different. Okay. So next, ENDTC, end time collection of the subject, start date and end date. Next, study ID, domain, unique subject ID, sequence number, treatment category. So based on the treatment, they have provided the anticonvulsant categories. Next, pre-specified occurrence status redundant. These four variables are interrelated variables. Sponsors often are interested in whether the subject are exposed to specific concomitant medications and collects this information using a checklist. This example below for a study. So pre-specified occurrence status. The particular inserts interest in the antidepressant medications the subject use for the study purpose. The absence is the as important as the presence of medications. This can be clearly shown in the CM occur information. So pre-specified shows the subject was specifically asked if they use the three antidepressant Zoloft, Prozac, Faxine. So the value of occur indicates the response to the pre-specified medication question. So status also it has to be specified. So study ID ABC 123, domain CM, unique subject ID based on the unique conjugation of study ID, site ID, subject ID, sequence number based on the unique subject ID. So one subject consists of three sequence numbers: CMTRT, Zoloft, Prozac, Foxil. So treatments. This is the treatment group. Pre-specified is nothing but in the CRF form they have specified the pre-specified list or pretext. So pre-specified before planning the administration of the study drug. So they will specify some medications if the subject come across any event during the trial. So these are the medications the subject has to take for this indication of the subject. So pre-specified is nothing but Zoloft. The subject was taken. Yes. Okay. Pre-specified Zoloft, Prozac, Foxil. As per pre-specified, the subject during the trial occur or not. So pre-specified yes, occur yes. Okay. So as per pre-specified medication list, the subject during the trial, the subject was taken. As per pre-specified yes, the subject was not occurred during the trial. Okay. So next, as per pre-specified yes, but occur status was not given any response. Yes or no. The occur is missing in the but status should be not done. So next to reason also we have to mention in the reason not done. Did not ask due to interruption. Okay. So occur is missing in status. They have not specified any yes or no. So status should be not done and reason not also did not reason we have to mention the why the subject was not performed as per pre-specified. The yes or no it should be value in the occur. But we are having missing information. So we have to specify the status should be not done and reason not done also we have to specify the did not ask due to interruption. These are four interrelated variables. Pre-specified, occur, status, reason not done. So study ID, domain, unique subject ID, sequence number, identifier variables, sequence number numeric, required variable. So group ID, sponsor ID, identifier variables. If they collect in the source, we can populate the identifier variables. For reference purpose only, they capture in the domain. Group ID, reference ID, sponsor ID. So next, treatment to modify. So topic variable treatment is the reported name of drug, medication therapy. So medication name, CMTRT. So all the non-missing information only we have to capture. So whatever the medication the subject was taken during the trial, so those medications we have to capture in the CMTRT variable, required variable. Modified reported name, character, synonym qualifier. So CMTRT is modified to facilitate the coding. Then modify the text, whatever the text they captured during the trial. So they will modify as per standard format in the modify variable. Decode also dictionary variable. Okay, so decode standardization medication name, WHO dictionary. Okay, standardized World Health Organization. So standardization dictionary derived text to description of CMTRT or modified equivalent to the generic medication name in WHO drug. The sponsor is expected to provide the dictionary name and version of the so which standards you are following to convert the whatever the text to the captured generic names of some medication names. So category subcategory based on the medication category, so they will give the description of the categories. Example: antidepressant, anti-medication, anti-cancer medication, concomitant medication, general conmed. Next, subcategory of the subject to so further categorization of the medications to treatment to examples: chemotherapy, hormonal therapy, alternative therapy. Next, pre-specified occurrence, status, reason order. These four variables are interrelated variables. So variable qualifier, pre-specified occurrence record qualifier, status record qualifier, reason order record qualifier. So pre-specified is nothing but used to indicate whether yes or no information about the use of and a specific medication was solicited in the CRF form. Specific medications was specified in the CRF form. During the trial, if the subject come across this event or the subject has to take the some medication, so these are all the list they have specified in the CRF form. Pre-specified list of pre-specified text. So as per pre-specified, the subject to meet the criteria or not, we can check in during the trial. When the use of specific medication is solicited, CM occur is used to indicate whether yes or null use of the medication occurred. So values are null, the medication is not specifically solicited. Okay. So occur is missing is nothing but status should be not done. Used to indicate that the question about a pre-specified medication was not answered. Yes or no, he has not given any description should be null, have a value should be not done. Reason, so why the subject was not performed, describe the reason in the column. Concurrent medication was not collected, used in the conjunctions with the CM status when the value is not done. Okay, reason also we have to populate when CM stat should be not done. So next indication, so why denote why the subject was taking medications, what is the indication of the subject? Nausea, hypertension. So this is a medication name, generic name, drug, CMTRT variable. So this is the indication. So why the subject was taking these medications? Log, DT, Rantac. These are all the different medications. Okay, treatment other than study drug medication. This is not related to study drug. So this why the subject was taking these medications? Because of this antifungal agents. So because of this study, disease information, tinea pedis. So mycology related, nothing but fungal infection. Tinea pedis. So pain and swelling, acidity. So for acidity curing purpose, the subject is taking omeprazole. Okay, preferred term medication, generic name, omejef. Okay, Rantac acidity, log DT, loratadine. Okay, tinea pedis. This event curing purpose, the subject is taking these medications. Okay, so indication variable it is indicating. So variable is the information about the disease condition or events. Okay, so this is the indication. Why the subject is taking these medications? This is because of this indication the subject is taking the medications for curing purpose of the subjects. Next class code permissible variables. So as per CMTRT, they will give the classification of the generic names and drug administration names. Class code. Next dose. What is the dose of the subject? Amount of CMTRT. This subject was taken medication. So what is the dose? 10 mg, 5 mg, 20 mg, 60 mg. Based on the subject individuality, amount of CMTT taken, not populated when CM dose is. So CM dose CM dose text. So any one variable only we have to populate. Dose they collected in the numeric NMG. Dose text variable is not required. The dose is not collected. Dose text managed to populate. So dose range is the we can specify in the range. So dose text it will give the range of the dose information. This is a numeric. So both variables not populated in the CM domain. Either any one, either dose text or dose variable, not populated in both variables in the domain. Okay, CM dose amount of CMTT taken not populated when CM dose text is populated. Okay, CM dose text collected not required dose. So text is collected, dose not required. Dose is collected, text is not required. So dosing amount or range of dosing information collected in text form. Units may be stored in the CM dose unit. Example here. Not populated when range. So 200 to 400, 15 to 20. So range, text range. Not populated when CM dose is populated. Okay, next units. What is the unit? Nanogram, milligram, kg for mg for kg. So these are all the different units. Next, dose form. What is the form of the dose? Tablet, lotion, or syrup? Next, dose frequency. How the subject is taking dose frequency. So medication history and concomitant medications. Domain CM. Did patient take in any medications other than study medications from screening to end of the study? So yes or no. So no in nothing but this domain not required to populate the study. If yes, the subject was taken medications, we have to populate the domain. So medication generic name, trade name. So CMTRT. Indication. What is the indication purpose? The subject is taking medications. Dose. Dose unit. So dose unit. So they have collected single variable in dose unit. So we have to extract by using some base procedures. Okay. Next frequency, dose frequency. How the subject is taking the frequency of the subject. Route. How the subject was taking route of administration. So when it was started, if the subject was taking medication, so when it was started, start date and collection of the subject, start date, CMSTDTC. So next stop date, when it was ended, that particular medication. Okay. So next is the description. Just to go to the ENRF, I will explain ENRF. So frequency, BAD, twice in a day, thrice in a day, TID, QID, 4 times per day, so QD every day, QOD every other day. Okay, this is the frequency of the subject taking the medications. Route, how the subject is taking the medications, intravenous, intramuscular, oral, topical, other specified. This is a short description and label. Dose frequency, twice in a day, every 12 hours, once in a day. Okay, frequency. Next route, we have seen route of the administration. How the subject is taking the route of administration, oral, intravenous. Next, dose total per day. How much mg the subject is taking? CM dose total. So morning he is taking 0.5 mg. For example, afternoon 0.5 mg. Evening 0.5 mg. Example. So total for day 1.5 mg. The subject consumes 1.5 mg per day. 1.5. So small dose initial stages. The subject is taking a small dose of the. So 3 plus 4, 4.5 per day. The subject is consuming 4.5 mg. Is a total daily dose. CM dose total. Next dose regimen. So how the subject is taking intended dose regimen. So text description of the schedule or regimen for the intervention. Example 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Next row to start date, end date. We have seen when it was started, when it was ended. STDY, ENDY, study day calculations. Duration, if the CRF capture this variable, so we have to populate the CM duration, otherwise not required. Permissible variable. Next STRF, ENRF. So ENRTPT get captured in the CRF form. If we discuss this variable, CRF description will be completed. So start date and stop date. So check if ongoing CM ENRTPT. And the reference time point to the reference time point to uncounted medication and date and collection. patient CM treatment DTC, ENDTC, NRTPT, in reference time point. 001 subject to and tap. The subject is taking started 10th August 2000. India time collection. So same subject to penicillin. Subject was taken penicillin. The start date was 10th August 2000. So we are having date also 13th August. This subject we don't have a in date time collection. Missing. Ongoing. The subject was taking the medications continuously. So see, Rantac, the subject is taking 1001 subject to started medication start date is the start STDT is the 10th August 2000, but ended missing. So complete this what is the event whatever the event subject is suffering, that event was not resolved. Okay, so that's why subject is taking the medication still ongoing. Okay, so is it visible, right, Anil? Any interruption? Screen sharing.
No, it's visible.
So whenever we are having end date time collection is missing, so that subject is ongoing. Where will you see this information? ENRTPT, CM and reference time point. Uncompleted medication and reference time point. CM ENRTPT. So we are having that variable in the source. Directly we can check if we have source variable, then we can direct write the logic. Otherwise, we can write to condition if CM end date time collection equal to missing, then CM ENRTPT equal to ongoing. You can check this is a logic to derive the ENRTPT variable. Okay. If we have in the source, directly we can assign. If we don't have source, we can write the logic in the editor window. We get the end reference time point equal to ongoing. What is the variable? Ongoing.
మంది కాదు గవర్నమెంట్ది.
One. So one is nothing but ongoing. So check if ongoing end reference time point equal to ongoing one value. So directly we can assign here. We don't have any issue with the derivative part. We can specify the logic to
January 1st, 2030. You're sitting on your couch, sipping your
ongoing equal to
suddenly
1.
you receive a mail, and that mail is from you.
CM
but
not
not
equal
from
to
2030, but from the year 2022,
ongoing.
December 31. Yet,
You can specify logic like this in the programming. Ongoing equal to 1. Ongoing is the variable, 1 is the observation. ENRTPT standard variable, ongoing information.
January
Next is STRF, ENRF variables. Start reference time point and end reference time points. So what is the reason for deriving this start reference end reference point variables. We don't have the source, so we have to apply the logic to get the start reference end reference. So describe the start of the medication related to sponsor defined reference period. The sponsor defined reference period is a continuous period of time defined by the discrete starting point and discrete ending point RF SDTC and RF NDTC. Starting point is RF SDTC, ending point is RF NDTC in demographic dataset. If information such as prior, ongoing, continuing was collected, this information may be translated to CMSTR. So what type of values comes under STRF? Before, coincident, after, ongoing. So how to write the logic to get the derivation of the CMSTRF? CMSTDTC less than RFSTDTC before first dose of studied administration, then CMSTRF equal to before. So clearly it is indicating the before studied administration. So STRF equal to before. Let's see. CMSTDTC. So logic CMSTDTC greater than or less than RFSTDTC or equal to RFSTDC. Same day occur both first dose date and medication start date. Okay, so the medication start date and indication start date, nothing but disease condition start date. So because of indication only we are using the medication, right? So same day occur both. Okay, start date and collection RFSTDTC, then CMSTRF equal to coincident. Okay, same day occur start date and collection and first dose of study organization. Let's see CMSTDTC next to greater than RFSTDTC. Then CMSTRF equal to after study organization. Clearly it is indicating the when it was started medication start date. So this is a whatever the event come across subject to before, it is indicating the before study drug administration. Same day occur whatever the event subject is suffering after study drug administration. Because of study drug administration this subject come across the two events. Next else if PMSTDTC greater than RF ENDTC in daytime collection. PMSTRF equal to start reference point equal to ongoing. After last dose of study drug administration also the subject is suffering from the so nothing but ongoing, still using the subject. Okay. PNRF and the reference time point. Instead of STDTC, we can specify the ENDTC and daytime collection. PNRF and reference time point. So end date time collection before study drug administration, then end reference equal to before. End date time collection and first dose study administration coincident. Okay. So next end date time collection greater than RF STDTC after. End date time collection greater than RF STDTC ongoing. So Pawan, is it clear this STRF PNRF variable?
Yes, sir.
Starter.
Raghu,
Yes.
second last else if CM ENDTC greater than రెండు కండిషన్స్ ఆఫ్టర్ ఆన్గోయింగ్ ఇచ్చారు. వై?
ఇది RFSTTC తర్వాత మేడం. ఇదేమో ఎండ్ డేట్ తర్వాత కూడా.
ఓకే. ఓకే. ఓకే.
ఇది
ఓకే.
ఫస్ట్ డోస్ తర్వాత. ఇదేమో లాస్ట్
ఓకే.
డోస్ తర్వాత.
ఓకే. ఓకే.
సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్. CMSTRTPT start reference time point equal to STRF. CMSTRF directly we can assign. Start reference time point is nothing but STRF. Next to CMENRTPT we have seen already. CMENRTPT and reference time point logic we have seen in the wherever the end date is missing, so we have to see the information. The subject is taking the medication, still ongoing, not yet resolved, that indication of the event. Okay. STRTPT, STTPT, ENRTPT, ENTPT. So ENRF. Okay. Start reference time point. Description of date time in ISH6014 character format of the reference point referred to by the CMSTTPT, STRTPT. So date 15/12/2006 example visit 1. So reference, so directly we are assigning to the STTPT, STRTPT, CMSTRF. Time point related only visit information. Time point information only visit information or date information we will specify. Not time point. What is the time point of the subject? Next to end time point to description of date time. This is end date time collection related ENRTPT. Okay. These are all time points related variables. NRF, STRF, STRTPT, STTPT, ENRTPT. Based on the time indication, we have to know the description of the subject. These are all the standard variables as per source. They captured in a medication generic trade name. So this text information goes to CMTIT standard variable indication, CMINDC standard variable. So those unit they have captured in a single variable only. We have to extract the date part and time those unit part. CM dose unit. Dose unit combination we are having 200 is the dose, mg is the unit. So we have to extract the both variables based on the CM dose unit variable. Dose unit. So combination we are having dose unit we have to extract by writing the some logics. Okay. Combination they collected in the during the trial. Did patient take any medications other than studied medications? So 0 is nothing but not collected the medication information. Only 1 collected information. Okay. So we have to remove the null values. This is the top. Based on the medication name, we have to remove the missing information. So next to write the programming. Before writing the program, we have to create mapping specification for the CM. Identifier variables. for all those no bits. So variable label, key variable is nothing but sorting order. Unix updated is the first priority. So next to length control terminology, file name nothing but source dataset name, source variable name. Next to programming instructions. Subject ID not required. CM sequence number we are having. Uniqueness of the subject to sequence number. So sequence number description. Per variable dot Unix subject ID and CM sequence equal to 1. That's CM sequence plus 1. Domain is the CM. PM content medications. So group ID sponsor ID don't have CMTRT. Is the source variable CMTRT equal to of. So this is a drug variable, medication name. We have seen this, no? That drug is a source variable. Next, modified reported name. We modify permissible variable. CMD code. This is required variable. This is also permissible variable. Drug. From my data set. dataset name. CM modify equal to CM clear. CM decode equal to they provided in the source, so directly we can capture modified decode variables. Otherwise, CMTIT is a modified text term, decoded value. Okay. If we have source dataset appropriate variable, standard variable, the modified variable, standard medication name, we can populate the direct variable. Category, subcategory, we don't have in the source dataset. So medication name, preferred term code, indication, dose unit to frequency, route to other specified start date, end date, and ongoing. We don't have category, other category, subcategory information. To please space product current status is not done also, they have not populated in the domain. So status is not done. Indication, we are having indication variable. Indication next to class code don't have. Next dose into same dose into same dose unit source variable. Dose form frequency dosing frequency interval. is a source variable. Rows total we don't have. Regimen also we don't have. Root we are having. Root of administration. The CRF captured CRF form. We go to root. Next SDTC and ETC. And date time collection. EMSTDTC. EMENDTC. Those source variables we have to capture. Start date, end date. Update. Ongoing is a variable on my dataset. ENRTPT. Difference time pattern. Okay, STD by END by we are having that. Next, EMSTDY, EMENDY. Relay calculations. Okay, up to here. Any questions, Anil? Pawan?
No.
No, sir.
We'll see tomorrow. So the variables on pending time point related variables are pending. So we'll complete tomorrow. So Anudeep, any questions? So, Gayatri.
No, sir.
Okay. So tomorrow we will complete the CM domain. Okay. Thank you.